warming up with some grammar practice here. So I see these 47 geothermal springs of this national park are sourced via a process known as natural groundwater recharge, and it sounds like they're going to elaborate, in which rainwater percolates downward through the earth, and then I see this very specific form of punctuation, right? This is going to be more on the rare side, and when you do see it, we almost want to follow this kind of like 90-10 rule, right? 90% of the time you see this double hyphen, this guy, it's going to be answered the same way, and it's going to be matched with another double hyphen, right? So that's the first thing I'm looking for. Do I have an answer choice that I can put my other double hyphen here, right? So let's focus on that first. So through the earth, pause. In this case, the porous rocks of the hills around hot, and I look at my answers, springs, pause, to collect a subterranean basis. So just to kind of backtrack here, like what do these double hyphens do? Like what's their purpose? And try to think of it like double commas. So you know those phrases where it's like pause for a comma, phrase, end with a comma, and what we call this is kind of like an unnecessary phrase. It provides helpful information, but it's not necessary. So whenever you see phrases like this, you're allowed to actually delete it and then see if the sentence still functions, and you should be good. Let's try it with this. In which rainwater percolates downward through the earth to collect in a subterranean basis. It works, right? And it should work. Like I said, whenever you see one of these double hyphens, if there's an answer choice with another one, it's always going to be the case. I'll kind of elaborate on that 90% in a second. So we already know it's C because the double hyphens always go together. What I meant with the 90% is 90% of the time you experience double hyphens, it's going to be with another double hyphen. The only time you're going to see it by itself, so remember when it's in pairs, like in this problem, it acts like the double commas, unnecessary information. When you see it by itself, it's actually going to act like a colon. It's going to be at the beginning of a paragraph or at the end of a paragraph, and it's going to separate like a dependent clause. Usually it's used just like a colon for, exclamation, for emphasis. They'll start with a dependent clause, double hyphen or colon, independent clause, right? Or it could be at the tail end of a paragraph too. So we'll try to pull up some examples of that. This case, this is the 90%. This is easy. Always match it with another double hyphen.